Hello everyone, it is Susan here and welcome to my crafty chit chat and slow stitching video. Every Monday I put a video out like this and I spend just about a half an hour or so and we chat and I work on slow stitching. So this video is going to be mainly about my black and white just because book. So definitely check out Susan Taylor Brown. Her YouTube link is below. And she has a challenge out now to make a black and white just because book. So yeah, it's a lot of fun and so many people are making them and I'm just having a ball pulling out all my black and white stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. And she does have a Facebook group as well, so when you go over to her YouTube channel you'll be able to see the link for her Facebook group. And oh my gosh, what people are doing, it's just, I just love what everybody is doing and sharing in the group. So anyway, so this is what I have come up with at this point. So, well, let me deconstruct this just a little bit. So this is how I want the cover. This is going to be the cover. Well, I'm going to add stuff to it, but this is the base of the cover. Last minute, I thought, well, maybe I'll put that down there. I'm not 100% sure if I want that fringy stuff on there or not, but maybe that is a possibility. I'm surrounded by stuff. I have fabric everywhere. But what this is excuse me, hay fever like everybody else, right? Oh my gosh. So this is a beautiful piece of white lace that I'm going to sew onto this piece of burlap. Yeah, so I'm going to use that. And on the inside, what I have is I have 4 pages already cut out. I had a piece of fabric that well, I was using the majority of the fabric on another project, and my Roxy project. And I'm like, well, I might as well finish using that. So I cut it up. It happened to be white. I'm like, well, how perfect is that? So I had this piece. I measured it out and I was able to get 3 pages out of it. It's basically 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So that's the size of my pages on the inside. 3 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. So it's on the smaller side, and I'm liking that. That's kind of what I wanted to do, and now I'm doing it. So, but what I'm going to do is this page. So like, I don't need these other pages right now, because what I end up doing is, like, I will be working on blocks, right? So I'll probably take, I don't think it'll be this exact fabric because it's, I think, a little bit, well, maybe it's not too small, but I'll be cutting like little pieces, maybe 3 inches by 3 inches, and I will be working on those and then sewing them onto the pages. That's how I learned to do it with the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery project, and it's just kind of how I've been doing it. So, but anyway, so the front of, or the first page of this, right, how do I say that? The first page of this page, that makes no sense. I don't know how to say it, but anyway, this right here, I actually want to sew down. So this is all 3 of these will be sewn at the same time. So we're going to try to do that together. So let me grab Let me move my little pin cushion over here. And I'll tell you, I'll show you for the front. So on the front, I think I have to fix that. I don't like pinning stuff down. I know I've said that before, but I still don't like pinning stuff down. So what I think I'm going to do, excuse me, is, so I have this. And again, it looks like a guinea pig or a hamster or something. But anyway, so I cut a piece of it, and then I cut that piece into 4 pieces. And so I have these pieces of this fiber. And I love it, and I want to get it on the front. So what I was thinking of doing was, well, I have to make it right, but kind of go a little bit at an angle like this, a little bit kind of like that. And then I have this. So I had ordered, I don't know, months ago, you know, something online from Etsy. What was the name of the shop? Because Philinus, I think maybe. And they have like high-end fabrics. And you can buy pieces, you know, like bundles. And this was in one of them. I think it was in their Christmas bundle. And it's actually just something put together. I mean, I could deconstruct this, but I didn't because, well, it's different, right? What I could do, I'm thinking, is sew it down and have that, so the cover would look like that, which I think is pretty, which is, it's like a bit gaudy for me, but I kind of like it because, well, it's my Just Because book. It's probably the only place that I would use, yeah, that, yeah. So let me try to get this on here a little bit better, and we're gonna get sewing. You know, I'll probably, I mean, I don't know. I could put lace on here now on the end. That would probably be the smart thing to do, right? So let me see. I have some black lace next to me. Don't know if I would want black or white. I don't know. Such decisions. I think black would look good. So I have some black lace. So maybe something like this. So I don't think I would put it on the whole side here. I would probably just, would that look funky if I just put it the length of that white lace? Because how else would I sew this on? So if I put, say, that in there, for example, and I sewed it down along with sewing these other pieces, I would just have to make sure I tacked down the edges. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it long, the whole length. And let's go ahead and cut this. And I'm going to try to do that. I got too much going on here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut it. And let's try to work with that. Okay, so let me move that. Why not, right? Why not? Might as well. Just let's make it even more difficult to do. Yeah, I'm still not liking the placement of all of this. So let me try this one more time. Okay, so this has to come in because the middle, the spine needs to be in the right spot. And then this, actually, I could do it like that. That would be pretty. Let me see what it looks like from the other side. I don't know. It's not awful. I don't know. I was originally thinking of putting it under the lace in the front, but that could be a little weird too. All right. Well, hey, you know, it's a just because book. This is, you know, it is not, I don't know. I mean, I want it to look pretty. I think I have to put it over this like that. I think I have to. All right. So let me make sure the spine is in the right spot. I'm going to go back to that and make sure it's in the right spot on the page. Is it high enough? Is it low enough? And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm just going to throw in one pin here. And then I'll go here. And let's get this in the right spot. I don't want it totally over the edge, but I want it close to the edge. And yes, I should really put, sew the edge of this up, and maybe I will try to do that when I sew the lace. So now I have the lace. So the lace will go here. And like I said, as I try to get that on there, I think I will try to do a stitch where I'm stitching up the edge of the burlap. There's a lot of needles, a lot of needles going on here, or pins, I should say. All right, so let's see if that's all in the right spot. So that looks good there. And remember, I'm gonna have like a piece of a fabric. I don't know, I don't have anything cut right now, but it'll go on here. So I just want to make sure that when I sew this, I don't go all the way to the edge up here, because when I sew the block on, I want to have a little bit of loose fabric up on top so I can get underneath it to sew. So I like that. I'm liking that. Okay, so let's do this. And is it weird that I'm not going to worry about the back of it right now? I'm just going to worry about the front. We're just going to sew the front. Let me put another needle. Pin. Why am I calling them needles? I don't know, I guess. Let's do this. All right. All right. You know, and it's funny working with burlap, because it's so misshapen, and you can kind of make it do whatever you want it to do anyway. Okay. Here goes. Let's do some sewing. Let's do some sewing. All right. Oh, and I just wanted to mention too, as part of my crafty chit chat, because I like to chit chat in these videos, is this is another project I'm working on. So I put these videos out about once a month, and they are, it's actually another challenge by Jan Perron, and once a month she gives the colors and the verses, scripture verses for that month. And I'm making a big wall hanging with all of these pieces, because I'll have 12 of them, right, when I'm done with this year. And yesterday I just finished embroidering the word Father, but I embroidered "We Cry, Abba, Father." And so everything is sewn down on here already, except I have to get these words down. So that's something else, and a video goes out, like I say, once a month on that. And it's what do I call it? Scripture. I don't remember what I call it. Something with textile. Scripture. I don't remember. But anyway, so you'll see it. Just look for, you know, the word textiles. You'll see the videos that I put out if you're interested in seeing those. All right, so here goes. I don't know that this is absolutely right or not, and we're just going to go with it. And I think I'm going to start on the, I'm going to look, I think, from the inside. And yes, I have black thread. I kind of thought that that would be fun to actually see it. Sometimes I like my threads or yarns showing, and sometimes I don't. But in this case, I thought it would be good to be able to see. So I'm leaving just a little bit of an edge there that is not sewn down. So I'm going through all 3 of the layers. I'm doing this all at once. Oops, oopsie daisy. I think I can take that out. Actually, I don't need that one. Oops, that wasn't very straight. But I want to see. So you can definitely see the thread on the other side, which is fine because it's black and white. But in the end, I don't even think you're going to see very much of it. But it doesn't matter even if you did. Like, I'm fine with that. That is A-okay. All right. I don't think, like, I'll be sewing down the middle here, the spine, just yet. I will probably, because this page is going to end up like this. It's going to end up like this. And this is like the first page of my book. So I don't think I'm going to sew the spine yet, because what I kind of envision doing is, as I do the pages, right, I get the blocks sewn onto the pages, then I'm going to sew it into the spine. That's kind of what I'm envisioning, which could change. And I already lost all my other pages. They're gone. I have no idea where they went. All right, so now what do I do here? I kind of feel like, let's see, I think what I'll do is I'm going to end this under this black lace. So I'm going to go down and up one more time. So it ends up top. And I'm going to tie it there, and it's going to be okay to have a little knot right there because it's going to be under that black lace. So I'm just going to tie that off. And then we'll sew the bottom piece on. Where's my scissors? And then the lace. That's what I'm kind of thinking. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Alrighty, so that's going to end up under there. I kind of moved the lace a little bit, but we'll do the same thing down here. I'm going to start underneath, and I'm leaving enough space underneath it so I can sew the blocks on. Yeah, and I've kind of learned that from experience, because I've done other, well, I've worked on one other Just Because book. I'll make sure that I have the link below to that playlist. And I did it the same way, where I had the blocks that I sewed in. And even though I was able to do it, it was a little bit difficult because I didn't allow enough space to get under the pages to sew the blocks on. So, you know, you learn. You learn, you learn. All right. So I'll probably finish this off like I did the top. Then we'll get that black lace on. And then we'll work on the front. What time is it? Oh, I try to keep these videos at just about 30 minutes, like I said. So I'll have to check and see where I'm at. But this is a really good start. I had a lot of fun, not only selecting all of the fabrics and laces and everything, but then when it came time for me to sit down and figure out exactly what I was going to do with the fabrics and the laces, yeah. Well, what was interesting, so yesterday, so what is today? I'm recording this on Saturday morning. And on Thursday, I received an order that I had placed from Etsy. And it was a fabric haul. And in that fabric haul was this black burlap. And yeah, so it was from Etsy, from a shop called Creating with Jovi, Jovi. And I have a video. Actually, the video came out on Saturday, the day I'm making this. Now, how am I going to do this? I'm terrible at edges. Absolutely terrible. I'm just going to say, I don't know. I really, at this point, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm telling you now. And yeah, so now I have that knot right there. I don't really know what to do. So I'm just guessing at this. I'm guessing, totally guessing. But anyway, so that's how I ended up using this burlap for the cover, was because I just got it. And it was like, oh, that's black. That would be a lot of fun for a cover of a black and white just because book. All right, so as I'm sewing this on here, I'm going to kind of look. Yeah, see, this is definitely coming apart. So I want to get actually those, well, as best I can, sewn down so that canvas is definitely coming apart. All right, so I'm gonna just keep going, but I'm gonna try harder to look at the front. Yeah, like I am. This is kind of weird. All right, so I have to make sure that those are down and that I sew them on so that it doesn't keep fraying. You know, I need to move this. I keep getting caught in my my pin cushion. Look at this. Only me. Look at it. I'm like, where the heck even is my pin? Here's the, oh my gosh, this is like a puzzle. Like, really? Oh my gosh, how funny is that? I don't know. Hey, it's early on Saturday morning. What can I say? I still can't find the pin. There it is. Okay, I'm moving that. That's gone. That's out of here. Oh, that was funny. I'm like, what the heck did I just do? Okay, so I think I'm going to continue, and maybe what I'll do as well, in fact, I'm going to go backtrack just a little bit, and I'm going to sew on this white lace as well at the same time so that that is down. Okay, so I got like multiple things going on here again. So now I'm sewing through the burlap, well, through the lace, through the burlap, through the white lace. And I'm doing this, well, obviously to get the black lace piece sewn down, but I'm also doing it so that the black burlap does not continue to fray. So like I think I'm messing up just a little bit here. Thank goodness this is a just because book. I love the fact, so if anybody even like is thinking about starting slow stitching, this is such a good project to work on, because I can tell you, you can do absolutely anything, and as long as you're happy with it, or sometimes not, but for the most part, I like to do things that I'm happy with. But you can do anything, and you know what? You can say, oh, it's just, well, it's my Just Because book, so I can do whatever I want. And yeah, so it's a great project to start working on if you are new to slow stitching, or if you would, would like to start slow stitching, or even if you are a pro and have been doing stitching and embroidery and sewing for your whole life. It's just fun. It's just fun. Oh, look at that. It's coming out good. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, so I'll probably in this video get this done, and then I think in next Monday's video we'll have to sew down the pieces that I showed you, so that the fibers, as well as that black piece that's gaudy. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, and I am using pearl thread, size 8. I like size 8. That's the only size that I have, but I can't imagine needing any other size of pearl thread. I mean, I haven't needed it yet, so I haven't, felt the need to go and purchase different sizes. Like a lot of people like size 5, and I think that there's like also size 12 that people like to use. But I've been good with this. I like it. So this is what I use. This size 8. All right, so we're doing good. We're doing good. It's crooked. look at the white. It's so crooked. Look at it, comes like closer to the edge over here. Oh well. It's just because. All right, so now I got that on there. So let me go back to, that was not in the right spot. So I'm going to, actually, I have to, in order for me to make sure I have the burlap, I have to go down a little bit further. I hope I got it okay where I was doing that white lace. As I go along, and if I see it fraying to where I don't want it to fray, like I don't mind fraying, but when you're working with burlap, that's a whole different story, because it could really, I don't know, at least this burlap, it can really destroy your whole piece, because it could fray so much everything could come apart. So let me go ahead and tie this off, and whoops, and then we will go ahead and take all the pins out and see what it looks like. All right, so. All right, let's see. Okay, let me move these pins. Get them back into the pin cushion, because otherwise, who knows where they will end up. Yesterday, I found a piece of this, which is going on the front, this, on my living room floor, which is all the way down the hall from where I am. It's like, how did this travel from this room, my craft room, down the hall into my living room? I'm looking I'm like, what is on my living room floor? And I went and I'm like, ooh, it looked a little scary from a distance. And I went out, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what did that stick to that it made it all the way down the hall? But anyway, okay. So there we go. So the front is sewn on. That's it. We did it. We did it. And it feels sturdy, if you know what I mean. It's not straight. I don't care. I don't care. So then next Monday when we come back on, unless I change my mind, which I don't think so, because I really, really, really like this stuff, is I'm thinking of an angle. And I don't think like I want all this like really sewn down tight. I don't know. Oh, maybe I could even add some of this to that. Maybe I could do that as well and go really wild. I could do something like that. And add maybe like a couple, where's the end? I just had the end. I just lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. And maybe just put like a couple pieces of this in here because it has a pretty, well, it's black, but it has pretty silver running through it. So I could even do something like that. I'd probably put this underneath like that, right? Sew it in the middle, which it will come through here, but that's okay because I'm putting a block over that. I'll be sewing a block over it. And it doesn't matter anyway. Like when you watch Susan, you know, she just kind of goes with the flow. And then I was thinking something like this, sewing this all down flat because it's very dimensional, but I don't want it dimensional. So it would be, oh, this is like all sticking, something like that. But then again, do I want this on the front cover while I'm working on my book? Because it is still dimensional. So I have to think about that. Like, do I want to sew it down now or wait till the end of the project? And so now I don't think, now that I see all that pretty black on there, I don't think that I want this down here. Because I think that that's too much. I think it takes away from the black. I like it actually like that. And just sew it and then get this on here. Like that. Okay, well, that is it. That is it for this week. And let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. So thank you so much, Susan, for this challenge. And I'm looking forward to working on all of the pages. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye.